Follow us on X and Instagram and Men's Room Live, and you can also vote there at the YouTube page if you're watching there at KISW Rock.
I already put my vote in.
I did too. I went with the Bengals.
I went Technotronic.
That makes sense because on X it's still pretty close.
Is it?
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, it's 50-50
Yeah,
on YouTube.
You called it, man.
People are torn.
Wow. Okay. All right. Our question, how did food get you in trouble? We head to New Hampshire, where a New Hampshire woman was arrested for allegedly contaminating items at a grocery store with her urine over the course of several years.
Oh.
On videos that she posted online. Kelly Tedford, who's 23, posted videos of herself to an unknown internet site showing her contaminating items at the Monadnock Food Co-op with her urine in Keene, New Hampshire. An anonymous report about the post was made to police in February. Several other videos created by her have been reviewed by investigators. At this time, it appears likely that similar historic incidents occurred in the surrounding communities where there were contaminated items on surfaces with urine, as several videos appeared to be recorded as early as 2021. The grocery store removed the contaminated products after being notified of the incident. The grocery store issued a recall, urging customers to dispose of any impacted products that were purchased between February 10th and February 15th. The affected products included quinoa, cornmeal, polenta, coconut shreds, and walnuts.
So she's peeing in the bulk?
Yes. Oh. The person in the story has never been an employee at the grocery store.
Damn.
They also sustained a $1,500 financial loss due to the destroyed merchandise and cleaning costs. So our question, how did food get you in trouble? 206-803-ROCK.
Do you remember the guy that called in years ago? This was not urine, but so his thing was, I guess his family went to church every Sunday, and then every Sunday, once a week, they kind of did the post-church kind of potluck lunch thing. And there's an older lady that was a friend of his family's, and he said the thing about her was she always had perfect deviled eggs, okay? And not just the taste, but he goes, the appearance. I'm like, no one makes deviled eggs that look just as smooth as this woman made them. And he goes, and I ate them every week for years. He finally got around to asking this sweet old lady. He said, I can't remember, her name's Mary,
I think he
right?
caught her.
But just like, no, he said he asked her, and he was like, how do you shape them like this? Like, nobody's deviled eggs look this perfect. She's like, oh, after I dropped the yolk back in it, I licked the top of each one. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. Just like,
That's
oh, my
awful.
God, dude.
How did food get you in trouble? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bob. Welcome to the men's room.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Hola.
So this is 1975, 7th grade, Enumclaw. Back then there was an apple machine that you could put, like, I think it was a dime back then. Put a dime in there and you'd get an apple. The machine would core it and peel it for you.
Wow.
Okay.
And I got a really crappy one. I was like, what the hell? So anyway, I turned around, there was a exit sign right there. And I drilled that thing, and I got a really good arm. And it was not one of these exit signs like now, flat and everything, but it was kind of one of these ornate type signs. So I thought I got away with it until the next break. Apparently, one of my classmates had ratted me out, and they waited until the next break and took me out there in the hallway, had me on the ladder, cleaning everything off the sign and everything like that. And the funny part, though, was when I got home and my parents, they got called, obviously. And they were like, wow, that was pretty good, Bob.
Yeah, not bad aim.
Yeah, no, and so I had a really good arm, and the way this thing sprayed, it got the ceiling and it got the walls and everything, So, but yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, hope you guys have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I did not know they had machines that could peel and cord the thing for you.
I've never seen that in my life.
No.
Well,
Yeah,
we are in Washington State.
I know, well, that was my first thought when he said it. I'm like, why would I pay a dime for an apple when you can almost walk outside and pick one off a tree? But the fact that it peels it and all that crap before you get it, like, all right, that's worth 10 cents.
I would love to pay a dime for an apple.
How much are they right now? You're the big apple guy.
What are they, dollars something like per pound or whatever?
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible. I might be wrong. I don't know. I usually just grab a couple.
Yeah.
But I know they're not 10 cents.
No, they're definitely not
No.
10 cents.
Here's a messed up story. 2 robbers, one brandishing a gun, knocked off a lemonade stand in Boston on Wednesday,
Come on, man.
violating the innocence of this timeless slice of Americana, they say. Officers responded to 9th Street in South Boston a little after 4 o'clock in the afternoon after 2 youngsters said they'd been robbed, according to Boston police. The robbers had made several passes by the stand before approaching and asking whether Apple Pay would be accepted as a payment.
Let me get this right. You didn't just rob a lemonade stand run by little kids. You cased it.
But before the victims could respond, the suspects grabbed the cash box and both individuals fled the area. Jennifer Byrne, one of the child's mothers, said her kids were traumatized by the experience, which cost them about $50 that they'd already made. My daughter called me. I'm at work. She was in hysterics, crying, saying, someone put a gun to us and took all of our money. They noticed 2 kids with masks over their face across the street, and they kept coming back and forth. By the way, no one has been arrested as of yesterday afternoon in this case.
First of all, it's a lemonade stand, so you're not going to make that much money. And 2, it's run by children. I don't think you need a gun to threaten a child to steal money from a lemonade stand. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, they're kids, man. I think you just roll up and be like, I'm taking your money. What are you going to do? I don't recommend you do that, but I'm just saying you don't need a gun.
Yeah, you don't. I'm willing to bet money. These are
Other kids.
or teenagers. They can't be much older.
Why do lemonade stands cause so many problems, right? So they get robbed at gunpoint. Mike, you had a story earlier this week where kids are running a lemonade stand for the same reason any kid runs a lemonade stand, and some Karen in the neighborhood wanted to shut them down. You know, the cops didn't. The cops ended up going there and buy. But, like, guys, but you hear this all the time. I guess this is the time of the year, right? But it's like, it's a lemonade stand. How is this a problem? Why do people get this upset about a lemonade stand, man? Just don't buy a lemonade.
I could have, it's had to be like 77 or 78. I cannot remember. But my stepfather was notoriously frugal, so to speak. And typically, if we were going to go to the movies, we would go to a matinee on the weekends.
Because it's cheaper.
Because it's cheaper, right?
Yeah.
But he would also take his backpack and sneak in food for us. All right? So we sit down, and the movie, I will never forget this because I actually went back to watch this movie again. But the movie was Star Trek, and it was the first Star Trek movie.
You went back to
It was rated G.
It was terrible.
It was an awful movie.
People like Star Trek.
No,
Okay.
listen. Even Star Trek people will tell you the first motion picture they made was a dreadful movie.
Oh,
the idea of going back to see it is ridiculous.
Right. So he sneaks in a shopping bag, like a grocery store bag.
Yeah.
A bag of popcorn that was been buttered and everything else. I remember we made it in the air fryer.
Dry ass.
Yeah, that's why they put butter all over it. And you shake it up in the bag, and
It's not the same.
all right. So we also had I want to say peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We had sodas.
It's a nice little snack.
Yeah, we had some candy.
But to me, when I'm a kid and I'm going to the movies, like I don't want a sandwich. I want popcorn. I want candy. I want
I want it all from here.
Right.
All right. So I guess if memory serves, an older couple or the movie had already started.
Yeah.
And it was dark in the movie theater. And so the usher, one of the guys, comes down with a flashlight to put these 2 people in their seats. Now, when the guy's coming back up the aisle, he sees us with this giant bag of popcorn. And I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, drinking a soda like out of a can. Or, clearly this has all been snuck into the movie theater. And the manager looks at my stepfather and says, I'm going to have to ask you guys to leave.
Oh.
And
That's the middle of the movie.
well, it was 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like the couple they just missed the start of it.
Sure.
Right? So, but I mean, I haven't seen any of the movie yet. Essentially, I'm just sitting there eating. And he's like, you cannot. It's clearly marked. You cannot bring outside food or drink into the movie theater. That's why we have them here. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I will give you a full refund for the movie, but you
Okay.
need to leave.
All right.
But you
All
need to
right.
leave right now. All right. So we get up on our seats. Get everything ready, leave the movie theater, go home, do all that stuff. I eventually went again with a friend to watch that movie.
Yeah.
On another weekend. And it is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But
really is,
even as a 7-year-old kid, I'm like, just sucks. The Wrath of Khan was much better.
Great movie.
Yeah, much better.
Fantastic.
But that one was just
Well, you're
terrible.
already kind of embarrassed because you're taking in your own stuff.
No, I wasn't. I mean, like, I didn't.
Because you don't know anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm saying you just said you wanted to get the stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
like,
you weren't like pumped about it, but then to get thrown out to me is just work.
well, he's like, I can bring as many sodas in as I want, man. Like, you need peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We got popcorn, man. It's like, it's better food. Like, that's how it was justified.
No, it's not. It's not.
But we got kicked out of the movie theater. And like that one guy, like, he remembered me.
Oh, really? When
He
you came back
remembered
in?
me specifically because I think I just had this really sad look on my face or whatever, like embarrassed or whatever. So even when I came back in, because it was right beside a Hills department store, and I think my parents were shopping and then grocery shopping, whatever. So, yeah, the movie was an hour and a half. They just dropped us off there, and the guy looked at me, and when I went to buy the ticket, he goes, "You don't have any food with you, do you?"
Jesus!
And I was like,
Stop.
"No, man, I don't. That was my dad. I don't have anything on me." You know, it was,
My dad's cheap, dude.
golly, that was just absolutely embarrassing.
That movie was terrible. The thing I remember most about that movie, other than the fact the first time I saw a bald woman, who's one of the main characters in it, toward the beginning of the movie, Ted, so you know they beam people up and down on their whatever, their teleporter.
Oh, beam me up, Scotty.
So I don't remember exactly what the scenario was, but like that thing's not functioning quite right. They're not zipping around the galaxy at this point. Like Kirk had just shown up, I believe, on the Enterprise, but they're working out a few glitches with this thing to beam people, right? So Kirk, I just remember, and I'm a kid when I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is so messed up. So whoever the engineer is trying to beam these people back to wherever, it's just not working. So Kirk's like, hey, let me step in. That would be like our company CEO, like, hey, I got your show. Like, it's not going to go well. So anyway, he's doing the thing, and I remember it's 2 or 3 people, but he beams them back, but because something is going wrong with their beam machine, the people came back like inside out or something like that. Right? And so they show it real quick on the screen. And as a kid, I'm like, oh my God, that's messed up. But I just remember Kirk's response to the whole thing. He's like, tell the parents I'm sorry. Like, end of scene.
Yeah.
You beam somebody back inside out, and that's all the captain had to say. Like, ooh, my bad.
How did food get you in trouble? 206-803-ROB.
That's common in beaming stuff.
Yeah.
Beaming stuff or time machine. Sometimes you come back and you're a centaur.
Yeah. You just never know what you're going to get into. Hello, Tanner. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
Okay, so I was probably the guy with the apple story. Just remember this. I was probably in middle school, and we had home ec class, and we were always kind of I was in the class with a bunch of my friends too. It didn't make it any better. We were always messing with the people. Like I remember, we were making cupcakes, and then when nobody was looking, I went over to my buddy's station and filled his cupcakes full of dish soap. So we were always kind of playing tricks. Well, one day I thought, I was being sly, and I took a cube of butter, and I mean, it was probably like a tablespoon worth of butter, and I put it in my palm, and we had those ceiling tiles, in school, and I threw it up to the ceiling tile, and it stuck in the ceiling tile. And everybody was like, kind of like, some people were laughing about it and thinking it was funny. Well, then it just kind of, next thing you know, over time, that butter had melted into the ceiling tile, like it just absorbed it, and it became like, it went from like the size of like probably a golf ball splat to like it absorbed and was like the size of a beach ball. So then the teacher thought the ceiling was like we had a roof leak. So then it became this huge issue. We had they tore apart the ceiling and all this stuff. And then finally somebody, like one of the people that was like, you like to pay attention in class, they went and told the teacher, well, I saw Tanner throw a cube of butter up against the ceiling. And then I got in trouble for that.
What
is wash dishes.
What is the punishment for throwing butter against the ceiling?
I was washing. I had to wash everybody could cook and make their meals. And then I had to wash everybody's dishes.
Okay. We got in trouble for staining the wall here at work as well. We were doing, it was either coats for kids, kicks for kids. We had
raising money.
Well, we had
Correct.
We had whipped cream pies, right?
Yeah.
So the idea being that if somebody donates X amount of money or whatever the deal was, we'd smash our face with these just whipped cream pies.
Yeah.
And Steve, it was yours, I
His
believe.
goddamn genius idea, and throw was first because we changed people per hour.
And one thing you don't think about, and you don't realize the quote-unquote collateral damage. So I took the pie and on just an aluminum pan full of whipped cream and smashed myself in the face. Be honest with you, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But you don't realize how much whipped cream, just
And you did it with
explodes.
force because I remember being like,
did.
yes, like
Yeah.
good one.
Because
It was
it's not going to
awesome.
hurt. If we said we're going to do it, let's do it. And then we did it, and no big deal. And some whipped cream ended up
on the wall.
Didn't really give it much thought. We should have given it a lot more thought because you would think that we brought someone into the studio and shot them at gunpoint.
These studios were relatively new.
Sure.
We're not allowed to hang anything up in here. We had all these rules.
Not soundproof.
And they need to be they need to be pristine, just like when you moved in.
Sure.
And then we got reamed out. We tried to clean the wall, probably 4 or 5 different ways. I know that VD, I think, used a steam cleaner on it.
Yep. He did, yeah.
We scrubbed the walls. We did everything that we possibly could to get the stain off of it.
Because it was aerosol whipped cream, not actual whipped cream. And what you realize, there's so much oil in it.
Yeah.
Which I never would have thought about that, but it hit the wall. And just like Butter Guy was saying, the wall just absorbed the grease. Mm-hmm. So there were definitive grease stains. And our boss, Air Club, seriously, you would have thought that we shot someone in the studio. His reaction. Because I was like, in my mind, like, this is the least damaging thing we have ever done in the years we've been here. But judging by his response, I'm not really going to say anything.
Oh,
he was livid. So I was like, do you think we did this on purpose? He was like, no. I said, okay, because we did. And that's the last thing that would have crossed our mind. And this went on and on for days. I made the mistake of saying, you know what, we can solve this problem. How about we just don't do anything for charity anymore? That's not the thing to say, by the way. That became a whole different conversation. But I was just getting pissed at this point because this was days. And I was like, dude, it's a couple of stains on the wall.
We tried different.
Yes.
We raised a lot
money. That was the thing.
The whole thing was
dude, we raised however much. We raised a ton of money that day. I do remember that. And I'm like, the worst thing that happened is that there's a grease stain on the wall. I can't explain it, but man, that is a trigger in him that I did not know existed. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Now, since then, the wall's been painted over. Yeah. It has had, it's
water under the bridge. So now the last building we worked on, and this was brought up
with cream under the bridge.
This was brought to my attention probably a couple months ago. When we were in the old building, it was a different group of radio stations at that time.
Yeah.
And one of those stations was The Mountain, which is now Hot. All right?
Yeah.
So we worked with a girl named Jody, and Jody's still on the air in the morning here in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
All right? So we just catch wind of this. So she's talking to her co-host Bender about food being stolen at work, whatever the deal is.
Sure.
Now, at the time where we were over in that building, we did share an office for a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. And again, communal kitchen and all that stuff. But she's telling the story on the air like she had some kind of really good sandwich. Like it was like handcrafted. It was like, from like one of those home places. And she went to the refrigerator and it was gone.
Yeah.
And she kind of suspected us, or one of us, of stealing the sandwich.
And it wasn't us.
No, I'm telling you right now.
It was not us.
But I do remember back then that like Jolene would go to get like a burrito.
Yeah, or like $1.50 burritos.
And then the next thing you know, she's storming down the hallway. She's pissed off because that was what she's going to have for dinner. And then we get a group email from everybody like, whoever's taking blah, 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 blah out of the kitchen and eating it, you need to stop or you're going to get your ass in trouble.
You know who it was looking back.
I have maybe a couple different ideas of who it could have been, but the one dude I'm thinking that it could have been didn't seem like he should really ever be hungry.
That's who I'm thinking, but he was that guy. He was that guy. That's why anytime this came up, I'm like, look, man, you know who it is. You just can't prove it. But yeah, so Jackie, and look, we knew nothing about this. This had to be 18 years ago. But yeah, you said recently she was on the air.
Yeah, just bringing it
recalling that story, and we got through. I was like, it wasn't us.
It's like it was the men's room guys.
Yeah, I was wanting to call into the show like, hey, it was not us. Like, I did not eat your sandwich.
This sandwich had like sprouts on it and avocados. It wouldn't be the sandwich.
Just not at work.
Yeah,
I'll steal food drunken from my roommates.
Yeah. If you were my roommate, Jackie, we're roommates, I absolutely would eat your S. There is no question about it. But at work, I do give people, because look, sometimes there's something really nice in that fridge over there. And I'm like, man, I want to eat it, but I'm not going to.
Did you ever eat that string cheese?
No, it all went bad. It's a whole goddamn package.
That pisses you off, doesn't it?
Right now, it's still
because
pisses me off.
If you were just eating it, it would have been eaten.
But it wasn't
you
open.
Didn't eat
and
it.
Taryn is very nice. She'd bring in like packs of string cheese.
Yeah.
And she's like, dude, if you want one, just take one. Like, cool. But this one remained unopened. And I checked with Taryn. Taryn was like, they're not mine. And then I kept checking and I kept telling Mike, I'm just going to eat them. And I didn't. And then they went out of date. And I was like, well, now nobody gets them.
Mm-hmm. Our question, how did food get you in trouble? 206-803-ROCK.
It's a travesty.
It is. There were some fish and chips that were in there. There's a goddamn spring roll. It's been there for 2 days.
It's Friday, bro. I say you can take it.
Well, it's one of the clear